Because of my broad work experience and my expansive resume, I've gone through more than the average person's fair share of interviews. I know the recruitment process for just about every company has changed drastically to the point where, you apply, 3 months down the road you get a call. Then there's an intake process or an application process. You go through several rounds of interviews. Yeah, back in the 90s when I started hunting for jobs, I never experienced anything like that. One interview that sticks out in my head for sheer obnoxiousness was I got a quick call, can you come in this afternoon for an interview? We're looking for someone right away kind of thing. I get there, a lot of hustle and bustle. I go to this office, and other than asking, hi, how you doing, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, the first thing they start doing is counting the number of jobs I've had on my resume. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so on. I learned later that this was a person who had one part-time job in their life, who quit, and then immediately started working at their family's company. I recall making some kind of comment about, if we're playing a counting game and this is like an episode of Sesame Street, I can just give you the total number to the best of my recollection. But they said that wasn't needed, and we kind of went ahead with an interview after that, but that already left a bad taste in my mouth. Oh, and speaking of sheer obnoxiousness, I'm just recalling another interview I went through years and years ago, interview quote unquote, where they had a printout of my resume, and he sat down, perfunctory, hi, how you doing, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And then instantly started, after this job, what did you do? After this job, what did you do? I told him, because it was one of those resumes where I had put down only the related material. And I didn't play with the dates at all, so there were some gaps. And it was his personal quest to find out exactly what I was doing in that amount of time. And he was going to make sure that every single week, if not day, was accounted for in my working life. On and on it went like that. Him scribbling with a pencil each time, making tiny, tiny notes. And then what happened? And then after that? And then after that? This gap right here, what happened? That's when I was going to journalism school, and it's not related to this job, so I didn't bother putting it down. And then he lowered his pencil to another part of the resume, and before he could say, what about this time? I said, if these are the only kinds of questions you're going to ask, I'll be happy to send you a complete resume with every single job or course I've taken. But otherwise, I don't see the benefit of this meeting right here. And he's like, no, we're interested, but I want you to come back, and I want you to sit down with me and the regional manager. Long story short, even though hope glimmered for a moment, that meeting was particularly only about one previous employer I had on the resume. Those two wanted as much dirt as possible on that place. And it only took me about 45 seconds to figure out what their plan was. That ended along the lines of, listen, if you want information about them, you're going to have to pay me some kind of consultation fee, or I don't know, a freelancing fee or something. Whatever private investigators make. Suffice it to say, I don't work for that company, and I've never taken my business there after that encounter. These kinds of experience, although helpful for gauging whether something is going to be a waste of my time or not, led me to create a character for my latest ebook, Larry's Cabin, named Garrett Hayes. He owns a business, and I don't think he's ever put a job ad out. He's always just met people, got a good feel for them, and invited them to jump on board. He's the kind of guy that's one honest handshake after another, building a business and building relationships. That's one of the reasons I created the character, because his way of doing things, those tactics, that respect for other people's time, seems to be something that's almost completely absent in today's job market.